Hey loves, welcome back to my channel, and for those of you that are brand new, welcome to my channel. So this week I am doing the TTC tag. I was tagged by the amazing Simply Tanika, and if you guys are not yet following Tanika's journey, I will link her channel up above and down below so that you guys can check her out. She is so amazing and so knowledgeable and so super sweet and supportive. And so she is celebrating hitting 1,000 subscribers, which is a huge milestone. And she did the TTC tag and tagged 11 TTC channels to do this tag. And so I am excited to do this. It's just 11 questions, so I'm gonna get right into answering the questions. So question number 1 is, what is your name and how old are you? So my name is Candace and I am 34. Question number 2, what is your relationship status? So I am married, and I have been married for, it'll be 10 years next month in August 8th. So yes, I am married. Question number 3, if you have a partner, what is his name and age? So my husband is Timothy. Most of you guys call him Tim, and he is 33. He will actually be 34 in September, so I'm just a few months older than him. Question number 4, how long have you been trying to conceive? So for me, I was trying to conceive for almost 10 years. Of course, this past spring we had our first successful IVF transfer, and so before that we have been trying to conceive since we got married, and I usually say it's like 9.5 to 10 years of trying to conceive. So question number 5 is, if you could go back and talk to yourself at the beginning of your TTC journey, what words of encouragement would you give? If I could go back and talk to 24-year-old Candace, I would just say, buckle up, it's going to be a very long and difficult journey. I don't think anybody ever expects or anticipates that their journey will be so difficult to conceive, or that it will have so many ups and downs. And so I think I would just kind of tell myself, like, it's going to be a long journey and a long and difficult journey, but also just tell myself to not be afraid to share my journey and don't be embarrassed, because I think for so many years I just kept everything to myself and it made it so much harder. And so I think I would tell myself, you know, earlier on, just to not be afraid to share my journey and my story, and to use what I've gone through to encourage other people. And I think that's really what I would tell myself. Like, it's gonna take a while, but don't be afraid to use what you're going through to encourage others. So question number 6, any known obstacles or challenges to trying to conceive? So for me, one of my major obstacles was that I had fibroids. I had an open myomectomy in 2016 where I was cut open from my navel all the way down to my hoo-ha, and I still have that scar. And they removed 13 fibroids that were so big they were pushing on my uterus and kind of like almost pushing my uterus out the way. It was a mess. So that was a big thing for me, as my fibroids. And then on Tim's side, we were dealing with male factor infertility as well. And so I think the two of those things combined were keeping us from being able to conceive on our own. And our doctor, once I got my fibroids removed and we relocated and got a new doctor, our doctor pretty much told me that our best chance of conceiving would be IVF. So here we are. So question number 7, how many sticks do you pee on during the cycle, including OPKs and HPTs? So of course, an OPK is an ovulation predictor kit, and an HPT is a home pregnancy test. In the beginning of the journey, I would say the first 5 years, I was a fanatic. Like, I was tracking my ovulation every day from like cycle day 10 all the way up until I got my peak, which was usually on cycle day 15 or 16. So I was doing probably 5 or 6 ovulation kits every month. And then once I got my peak, and I probably started taking pregnancy tests maybe like 7 or 8 days after ovulation, so 7 or 8 days past ovulation, and I would take tests once or twice a day all the way up until I got my period. And I think after about 5 years, I just got tired of seeing the negatives because I had never gotten a positive pregnancy test before our IVF success this year. And so I was a fanatic in the beginning, and then I think I just got tired of seeing a peak ovulation every month, but then always getting a negative pregnancy test. And so, I mean, I was a fanatic though. I even told a story. I'll link it up top. On my last TTC Tag, I talked about taking ovulation kits to work and like peeing on the sticks at work because I didn't want to miss like my peak and all that. So yeah, I was a fanatic. And then I took my first pregnancy test this year for the first time in like 4 or 5 years. It was 6 days past my day 6 transfer for IVF, and I was terrified, and I did record that as well, and I'll link that up top. But that was my first time in 4 or 5 years taking a pregnancy test. So question number 8, how many times in a cycle do you ask someone else to squint at your sticks, asking if they see a second line? I have to be honest, I've actually never done that because I think deep down inside I knew every month that the tests were negative, and there were a few times when I'm like, oh, is that a second line? But I think I always kind of knew they were negative, and I think I was too embarrassed to ask somebody else like, hey, can you look at this? Like, I never really took a picture of them or sent them to someone or recorded. I didn't really record anything like that or take pictures of anything until I started my YouTube channel a year ago. So I actually never asked anybody. I mean, I would squint and like hold it up to the light and like hold it at different angles, but like I said, I think deep down inside I knew that the tests were negative, and so I don't think I ever wanted to send it to anybody like, hey, tell me if you see something, because obviously there was nothing there. So question number 9, what is the earliest days past ovulation you started testing? So I would start testing pretty soon. I think I would start around like maybe 8 or 9 days past ovulation, and I would just test every day, sometimes twice a day, because I would test like early in the morning and then maybe late at night. I would test every day, of course, until my period came. And my cycles were actually very, for the most part, before I started all of the crazy fertility drugs, my cycles were very regular. So I knew exactly when I would start my period, around when I would ovulate, and I knew when my period would be coming back around. So I would pretty much start testing pretty early and just keep testing, and then of course my period would come and I would be devastated. And like I said, after about 5 years, I stopped buying pregnancy tests. I stopped using them. I was just like, I'm over it. So question number 10, medicated or natural birth? So I personally have chosen a natural birth, but that is because I try to live a natural lifestyle. Like, I'm pretty much, like, I try not to use a lot of chemicals or a lot of drugs, of course, except for IVF, but a lot of like over-the-counter medications and stuff like that. And so it was just almost like a given that I would want a natural birth. And I have kind of started working on like a birth plan and like different things that I would like to see happen in my labor and delivery. But I'm also not one of those women who are so hung up on a birth plan. Like, I feel like when we get to that point and we're at the hospital, we're ready for delivery, I want my midwife or my doctor or whoever's there to do whatever is necessary to ensure that my life and our baby's life are not in danger. And so I'm not hung up on the whole natural thing, but me personally, if I had my choice and everything continues to go smoothly and no problems arise later, I would choose for everything to be natural, no medications. And so we'll see. So question number 11 is OB or midwife. So I've personally chosen a midwife, and the good thing about the midwives that I have chosen, there's also an OB there. So just in case for some reason later on, if things become high risk or there's a problem, there is an OB there that works with them, and I can just like switch over and start seeing the OB. And also another good thing about the midwives that I've chosen, they do deliveries in the hospital as opposed to like a birthing center or at home. So that's also a good thing, because if something does happen, there are doctors and nurses and other staff members that will be there that will be able to assist in case of an emergency. And so I think that's it. But as long as things continue to go smoothly and everything goes according to plan, it would be my desire to have a natural birth. So those were the 11 questions, and I guess I'm supposed to tag some more people. I think, I don't know if I'm supposed to tag more people, but I'm just gonna say this: if you want to do this TTC tag, then you do the tag and say I tagged you, and then make sure you let me know so I can watch the video, because I don't even know who I would tag. Like, I'm just saying. So if you watch this video and you want to answer the questions, and you be my guest to answer the questions on your channel, let me know so that I can watch your video and comment on it. And I think that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this TTC tag, and I want to thank you guys so much for watching my video. If you are not yet subscribed to my channel, please be sure to hit that subscribe button down below so that you don't miss any of the updates that I will be posting as it relates to me and my journey and my little bubs. And I will be back next week with another update, with probably a pregnancy update, and let you guys know how things are going. And that's it. So you guys have an amazing week, and I'll be back next time. Bye. There are 11 questions, and I'm just gonna answer the questions. Y'all know when I do tag videos, I don't know why I talk a long time. I just have no idea. I think I just get excited to like answer questions about myself. I'm 34 years old, and I'm already out of breath. My goodness. Question number 2 is, was your relationship squatters? Rewind.